Gentlemen, welcome back to FrightFest. Today is Founders Day, isn't it?
It is.
Founders Day. Erik Bloomquist and Carson Bloomquist.
Yes.
So,
Hello, Paul.
How are you feeling back at FrightFest?
Excellent. We have been looking forward to this, hopefully coming back for the past year since we left. So it is I don't know, it felt like a homecoming for us, I think.
Yeah, and I remember we mentioned this last year, and we were excited to hopefully tackle it last fall, and we did. And year went by very
we teased it at our Q&A. You asked us what was next, and
you said, we'll be back next year.
I said, yeah.
You did, and you actually delivered on that thing, because you sent me the link to the film with like all the various work in progress versions and stuff, and now it's complete. Finally, it's complete. So, with no spoilers, tell us about the new one.
It is a slasher movie set in the present day during a very heated mayoral election in a small town on the 300th anniversary of the town, and a body of one of the candidates' kids turns up, and the whole town goes into a kind of tailspin, and it becomes a very hot button political issue. And then, of course, more bad things happen as they do.
Mayhem ensues.
Mayhem.
What were your influences on this particular project?
We had a lot of sort of foundational love of slashers growing up. They really inspired us, and I think a lot of that was like the social thriller component to those movies. So it's been in us. This was sort of the first idea of a movie we wanted to do, and it'd been kind of sitting there for a while we tackled other projects. So we tackled this year because we finally found ourselves in a advantageous position enough to do.
I'm sure people will see some spiritual connections to Scream and things like that, which was like the first one that really dug its claws into us. But we wanted to make sure that we weren't like, it's not about movies. There isn't like a voice to the killer. We're not like self-referential, but there's this kind of, I think the real commonality is that there is this real whodunit sense of mischief in the air, which really means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And you've got some cast here with you, because we're actually talking on the day of the premiere, and we have some cast with us. So take us through the casting and the cast of this project.
We have some returning faces. We like to have some people from past projects and things we do, just in terms of, there's trust already built there, and it's fun to write for people that you already know. And sometimes they have friends that they kind of refer into our little repertory company, and then we audition for some. So we have a pretty solid group here.
We have a big ensemble cast. On the youth side, we have Devin Druid from 13 Reasons Why, Amelia McCarthy on SkyMed and other programs. And then on the adult side, we have a lot of faces you might recognize from different things. Catherine Curtin, who's been in
everything.
You might know her from Stranger Things as well. Amy Hargreaves, William Russ, who one of our favorite shows.
One of our favorite American sitcoms growing up. I don't know if it ever made its way over to the States, but he has had a huge career, and he's a theater guy, and he's done theater. He's really great. So it's a really cool ensemble cast, and everybody gets to do fun things, and one of them might be a killer. So it's all good. You never know. This
is a very epic in scale movie, or it's much bigger, isn't it, than your last one?
Yeah.
That was obviously fully intentional to make it slightly broader and bigger.
Yeah, and the town itself becomes kind of a character too, I think.
Yeah,
whereas
absolutely.
And I guess that happened in our last one with the campgrounds, but it was a one location movie with multiple locations within it, whereas this is like a full
encompassing
town, which is logistically complicated, but also really fulfilling when you can pull it off. So we kind of rode around some things that we had in town that were cool.
So where did you shoot?
We shot in New England, in a town in northwestern Connecticut called New Milford, Connecticut. It's like 20 minutes from anything, and they have some really beautiful, like, kind of existing sets there.
Yeah.
So
there's a sort of timeless charm about the locations that we were able to field for this movie that we wanted to use and kind of like bring a certain life and kind of like air to the space that kind of has a historical feel, but also we wanted to keep it very modern. So
yeah. And how was the town very amenable to the shoot? Was they all?
Yeah, they've had some movies there before. So I mean, I started very early with the town, just having conversations about what we could and couldn't do, and we were fortunate that the town hall was open to us, and we filmed in offices there and in their actual conference rooms there, and that was very helpful for the authenticity of it all. But it did take a lot of planning, just in terms of juggling actor schedules and town availability and things like that.
So we are pretty much the international premiere. You just world premiered last week.
Yeah, we had a smaller launch in North America to start, just to get things rolling at Popcorn Frights. But this is our, I think we're blowing it out of cannon with this one, with this crowd.
Just on the IMAX screen, just at that little screen. How's it feeling to be back at FrightFest? Is it everything you remember, or different, or?
Both?
Both. It was interesting how quickly we were back in our routine of like, we know what this is. It's like no time passed at all. But at the same time, there were a lot of faces we remember last year that don't have a film this year. That sort of made that a special thing.
Sure.
So it's a new chapter in the whole.
Yeah, you know what we get to do this year is we get to introduce it to people. I mean, not that we're like the ultimate FrightFest experts, because I know there are amazing fans who've been coming for 24 years now, right? But just to be able to like show people the staircase for the first time and bring them to the IMAX theater. Just I mean, we still had it when I walked in. I was like, this screen is bigger than I remember it. We brought some of our cast, and they were like, whoa. And they turned around and they saw the seats, and like you could see like tears start to well up in their eyes. It's intense.
I know.
It's
and that's happened so many times this weekend with visiting talent.
Yeah.
Where I've gone, your film's going to play here, and even the other screens are really good sizes and everything else.
Oh yeah. It's a privilege to be in this environment. We love even just walking through the lobby, just seeing the fans. It's like, these are FrightFest fans.
Yeah, and it's a rolling feast as well. I mean, Neil Marshall's just turned up, and Mark Kermode. And yesterday was XY. There was just everybody just seems to be congregating in the heart of horror, the heart of London. How was the reception for the film? Did people dig it last week?
They hated it. Yeah, it was
awful.
A disaster.
It was really fun.
Yeah. I think consistent vocal reactions. So
I think what's interesting too is we were able to get the reactions we wanted in certain places we planned for, and then some extras we weren't fully anticipating in a good way.
That's always fun, and it keeps the energy moving. And this is definitely a movie that you, I think, want to watch with a crowd. And I know that's a lot of movies, right? But this is, you sense people speculating next to you.
Yeah, I think it just makes it very real. I remember we walked into the space the first day with our star actress. Her name's Naomi Grace, and she turned and looked at the space, and she was like, it just became very real for her. And she got very excited, and we got very excited as a result. So.
And distribution-wise, obviously, it's Bluefinch, isn't it?
Yeah, Bluefinch is running sales on it right now, so it's getting taken out. So we'll have more clarity, I think, later on in the coming month. I don't know, but the people who can't see it sadly at the screening this afternoon, we'll be able to see it at some point.
At some point in the.
Which camera do I look at? You can see it at some point.
And what's next?
We have a sexy, psychological, erotic thriller that we're working on.
Okay.
Cyber elements.
1 year.
We have 1 year. We want to be back at 25, Paul. We want to be back so bad.
I've been hearing it.
25th anniversary year.
Every year is a special year, but that's going to be. I'm sure you guys got some surprises in store for that year. That's going to be. Yeah.
We have some plans for that movie, so.
Okay.
We'll hopefully be able to get it.
We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch.
Probably next month you will have, here's a rough cut.
Here's the still, exactly.
If not, the year after is absolutely fine.
I have a drive for you.
I have the hard drive.
Thank you so much for bringing your brand new film to FrightFest. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for having us, Paul.
Appreciate it.
Carson. What a perfect cut point.